Welcome to Dis, and as you guys know, we like to start every episode with a little cold read intro. Matt over there has no idea what I have written down for him to read as today's intro. So Matt, over to you.
Welcome to Did You Say Something, the podcast where we follow the chaos, and I am constantly reminded of just how much better Conor is than I am. And in keeping with that theme, boy, do we have some special guests for you. I decided it was time to give Con some actual talent to work with on the show, so I invited my friends who are much more talented than I. Fresh from their roles in Fortnite, I think that's what the kids call it. I don't know what it's called because I'm extremely old. Let's see. So old, I've had to start wearing a hat to cover up my baldness. If I could only find something to cover up my other insecurities. Anyway, the guests for today are Cyclops from Timu. Jarrett Griffiths and Knockoff Korg, or Deadpool, or some random Australian, I think. Dennis Dietrich. Diet Rich.
Diet Rich.
Cue the music!
Fight!
Kind of a big deal. So couldn't resist with my co-host Ron Burgundy over here.
The colonials are acting up again, damn it!
Shut up, Conor.
No comment.
I'm really just trying to make money off of Conor here.
You're right, but you're out of line.
Trying to have this not devolve into chaos.
I don't even know if there's anything usable in this. Some of it my fault.
Always have to have the last word. I'm Conor.
That was gold.
Thank you.
That was gold.
I work really hard on those sometimes.
Yeah, and Matt is almost to the point where he can read them proficiently. Keep
Almost.
practicing with him. Just a little bit more work, and I think he'll be able to get through one.
That's why we started these, so that Matt can practice a little bit every week.
He needs a lot of work.
I appreciate it. I was on Hooked on Phonics for 11 years.
You did wonderfully.
Childhood, and that gave me a nice foundation to be able to start trying to read full.
You're the poster boy,
Hey, I believed everything you said, Matt. So it's good.
Hey, text to speech. I did an advert on it. It's that's way to narrow.
That program works real good.
Love technology.
That is by far and away still one of my favorite adverts we've had on this. For those of you that don't know what we're on about, go back and check out episode 14. Yes, where we promo a little bit of Aves of War, and we find out how Matt narrates so adequately.
Yep.
Yes.
Well said.
Thank you. Yes, as Matt said, we've got some very special guests today. Our good friend Jarrett and Dennis. Hi, Dennis.
There it is.
Hi, well said, too. You're just doing really well with these.
Oh, mate, I am on fire today. I've been out in the sun all day, and literally,
You don't have to tell me.
I'm on my
You
face.
are
You can see.
You
can see where I had my sunglasses.
Flaming. I love it.
Wow.
Can we see those sunglasses, please?
No, they are inside somewhere.
Giggity.
Not me.
Yeah, I wasn't even asking that question, but good to know.
But I saw the look on your face.
What about the case? Where's the case, Conor?
That I cannot disclose.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
So, guys, we got you on the show because we wanted to talk a little bit about Fortnite. That was a massive achievement. And as jealous and annoyed that I am that you both got the role, fuck me, was I proud. That's one hell of an achievement. Video games is where I want to go. Anime is where I want to go. And for you guys to get there, fucking A. Especially in Fortnite, arguably one of the biggest, it's probably one of the biggest games still out there. How did that feel?
Well, thank you. It's still kind of surreal. Pretty cool. You get kids, friends of my kids that say, "Hey, I played that event and I heard you in it." So it's pretty cool, and a a lot of fun, and very grateful to Genesis Studios to give me the opportunity and give Jarrett the opportunity. And we're so excited where it's going to go from here. And if you enjoyed this one, you're going to be blown away by the Big Bang Unwrapped. So,
Absolutely.
Unwarped. Big Bang
Yeah.
Unwarped.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you something. What's shocking me, I maybe not a shock, but it's really surprised me is, working for some of these smaller companies that aren't like your major AAA developers, but they are a group of very passionate individuals, sort of like with Bewildered Biscuit. The reach that they have is shocking. So when the latest Fortnite event, it was the Genesis put out. Whenever they released that, within what was it, a couple of hours, they had hundreds of thousands of plays. It's insanity.
Nice.
Yeah, unreal.
You can't discount some of these smaller people that are putting out these projects because they're on the verge of becoming these big companies themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I think there's a lot to be said for, the smaller companies and indie companies and stuff like that. Like, just because they haven't got the funding doesn't mean that their passion isn't there, and it doesn't mean that they're not going to create something fantastic and amazing. I've been auditioning for a few little indie games that have come across my audition sites. Sure. We can't all have multiple agents like prolific voice actors, can we, Jarrett?
I don't know anything about that.
No, you wouldn't. I do just want to comment on one thing though. You were obviously last time you were here, you had a British accent.
Oh yeah, I decided that I would go on an American accent intensive and just kind of try to pick up on how to do that one. It's just, I'm trying to move around. Just
all right.
learn different accents. Oh, sorry, slipped out a little bit there. But I'm mostly.
It sounds so natural. It's almost like that is your accent. It's incredible, man.
Yeah, I
it
know.
really is.
I know, and that's just it speaks to how good I am with accents.
No. How prolific you are.
Yeah.
I used that word one time, and now nobody will let it go.
It suits you, Jared.
It's because we've all just realized.
I didn't even
how
say it.
prolific You
I
really
didn't. I wrote it down somewhere because I thought it sounded good for marketing. But no. You just can't let it go.
I love you. It's so good.
It's never going to stop. Buddy.
It's never. Your middle name is prolific.
I just have to accept it. It is what it is. It's just just make it part of me.
And so we can transition over a little bit to that since we're talking about that because I kind of want to change your title a little bit over at BBP. And we're going to make that the PCEO, the prolific Chief Executive Officer. So you're going to be the
Love it.
CEO.
I vote yes.
Speaking of Bewildered, there's been some a new thing that has dropped, and if you guys have not gone and checked out the newest project from Bewildered Biscuit Productions, you can thank mainly these two gentlemen right here, I will say, on this project. And the incomparable Molly Rock as well. She's just amazing. But Shavers, I'm going to leave that over to Dennis to talk a little bit more about Shavers. This is going to lead us all in a very different direction from the last things you've seen BBP putting out. But and I will say before I turn it over to you, Dennis, we're finally doing the thing that we wanted to do, and not to say that we never wanted to do the animated comics. That was so much fun. We met some incredible artists, some great people, and had the opportunity to put our art style and what we do on their works. And now we have original content, which was the whole goal. And I know Jarrett's been pushing this really hard from the beginning because he's right. What's really going to kick off, and as you were saying earlier, these indie companies that, look out. There's some real talent and some real great content that's about to explode, if you will.
Cast your line into the current.
If I will explode, or
you said it, not me. But yeah. But now different directions, we're able to express ourselves more and kind of branch out with our sense of humor and how we do things, and so you guys get a more in-depth view into the twisted mind That is the Dietrich.
And he's come dressed as a director today as well.
Yeah,
which is
right.
fantastic.
He's all Spielberged up.
Dress for the role if you want.
That's right. Hey, the shoe fits.
Go ahead, Dennis. Tell us more about Shavers.
So, like as you said, a lot of brainstorming behind the scenes takes place before we even sniff what we have here. So Jarrett and I, we talk a lot, maybe a little too much to some, but
never.
we so we're always shooting ideas around, and somehow it came up, and I was like, hey, Jarrett, what about if we have this short, and it's this kid, teenager, coming of age, and he's feeling a little insecure and needs help shaving for the first time, and Dad arrives to the bathroom, and it's not his face. Could that be something?
It's certainly something.
And it was, and it is forever something, and it is. But like you had mentioned, Matt, with how we started this is on our journey of pursuing voice acting, and not only are we passionate in that, but we're also passionate creatives and artists. And so when we appreciate art, it had kind of brought us to this place where we found equally hungry and creative people in independent comics. And, how can we use ourselves and our talents as voice actors and come together and make it something unique? And by doing so, that's how Bewildered Biscuit was born. And so it's really the launching pad for where we are headed and all the other things we have cooking behind the scenes, as well as a project that is going to take a little while, which is the stop motion Vermilion Star, which is a sci-fi action comedy where you can hear all of these guys in it. And I feel like everyone's going to really enjoy that, and it's going to be a fun ride. And it's going to be, a little longer than Shavers. Shavers is designed to be, a minute, maybe minute half shorts, small stories. And we get a peek behind the curtain of this wholesome family and the neighborhood they live in. So we have episode 2 written for Shavers, and you get to meet the neighbor. And he's a great guy, very self-efficient guy who's very kind, and he gets to be gracious enough to help when needed, and he's needed.
I'm loving it. I love the quickness of the story. It is really funny, and it's from the get-go. It's right at the line, which is where Dennis likes to be with a lot of his writing. Is just right tiptoeing that motherfucker a little bit, and that's okay. But it's good because that's where great content comes out, and that does inspire Jarrett. Then Jarrett lets loose a little bit, and then starts thinking about ideas and all of that, and then. The animation, you know what I mean? At this point, we've got to give a lot of credit to Jarrett for that. He put together an amazing little piece, learned this animation very quickly, I might
I'm
add.
like a stick figure Picasso.
Just almost like you're just prolific at everything you do.
Well, the title suits him.
It does.
Ah, God. No.
So what I did want to do is, since it is a short, we're going to go ahead and show that to you here on the show. Enjoy Shavers from Bewildered Biscuit Productions.
Dad! Hey, Dad! Can you come up and help me, please?
Aw, our boy is becoming a man. I think he needs your help with his first shave. Go ahead, honey. You must remember what it was like your first time.
Oh, yeah, I remember. He's definitely not ready for that story.
Oh, stop it. Not that first time. You're such a pig.
Ha! You're going to get the pig later tonight.
Oh, go before he cuts himself.
Dad!
Well, just between you and me, he's not going to be the only thing with a clean shave. Somebody's gonna get lucky tonight. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Ha ha! What the fuck?
That was Shavers. Hope you all enjoyed. Look forward to a lot more hilarity like that from the Biscuit for sure. Thanks to Dennis's newfound love of writing and just
let me tell you something about Dennis's. The man is a machine. Every single day he's sending me a new script. I'm like, gee, I don't even know when he has time to sleep at this point. Like it's like he's just an idea factory. You know, it's been incredible watching him come up with all this content. And the vast majority of everything he comes up with is just A++, pure gold.
Oh yeah,
So,
I agree. It's really good. The conversations that I have with Dennis, because him and I don't get to talk as much as we used to, but when we do talk, it's like you ever have your friend come and just unload all their baggage on you, but it's a good thing, right? Like Dennis goes, I got like 75 ideas right now, and I'm gonna unload them all in the next 20 minutes, and then I gotta go put my kids to bed. So just stew on that all night while you try to sift through all that. But no, but the thing is, you're right, Jared. It's all so good. Each one comes up, and it's, we've always said, if we're laughing this hard, and Con and I have said this about this and the things that we're doing too, if we're laughing this hard, other people are going to be laughing this hard. Like,
absolutely.
We've obviously found a big community of people that have the same sense of humor. Obviously, the things that influence us, that's our people, right? So we know that people are going to find, shavers and all these other things that Dennis has come up with. And there's kind of a segue here, because I want to go back and talk about the characters in Fortnite a little bit, but a little inside just for Dennis and Jarrett that I know, and I'm not going to reveal anything, but there's a project coming in the future that has to do with Jarrett's voice in the Fortnite a little bit. That's going to be really, really fun. So just a little Easter egg there. If you ever go back and look, you'll know. We squeaked that out a little bit. But yeah, in Fortnite, your guys' character choices, you guys didn't play yourselves. You did choose some accents and definitely rolled with it. And I think what I have noticed since I've known you guys is not only have you helped me so much on my character work and all of that, but to watch you guys grow in your character work and the stuff that you're able to pull off is pretty cool. And I know that kind of like in the intro that Con wrote for me, Dennis, we give you a lot of shit about that Australian accent. We give you a lot of shit about it. But my favorite part about that accent is that you own it and it's yours, and you've made that your character. And no matter, you don't have to dial down like, oh, he's from this spot on the island. You know what I mean? It's not about that. It's about this character that you've built. And I would say the same thing about Jared's character too, right? That it's just awesome. It's Gunner and I apologize. Doggo, that's right.
It's very forgettable. It's fine.
On.
He wasn't voted. Hold on, he wasn't voted the best character in the event or anything. So don't worry.
Yeah, that goes to Gunner. Everyone loved Gunner so much. Yeah.
So, what made you make that choice for Gunner, like as a voice? Was that you, or was that direction from Genesis?
So, that was actually direction from. They needed a Russian guy, so that character is Russian. So they needed to put on the Russian accent. So I do Russian. Like, okay, I can go and do. They want. They're like, hey, can you send me a sample? Like, okay, I send you a sample of this accent, and then I send it over, and they're like, yep, that's perfect. And I'm like, okay, great. And then then we end up. Then we end up in a little Fortnite thing. So it's, that's
so
how that
simple,
went.
so easy.
So simple, yeah.
So for anyone out there in the voiceover community looking to book video game work, send off a small snippet of a Russian accent and you book Fortnite.
Yeah.
So simple.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. It's super easy, guys. Yeah.
Why are you all not doing this? You just record yourself, send it in, and you get booked.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why no one else is. I mean, like it's.
And then you make the kind of money that Jerry makes, and look at that booth he built.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a book about how to
nice.
do it, and then just put on an accent, and then go book work, and that's I'll sell that for
just
$9.99 on Amazon.
It's written outside his door. Go book work.
Yeah.
Just go book work. And Dennis, was it the same for you? Was that direction for the accent, or was that you went to them and said, "Hey, I've got this weird, funny voice that I can do. This well-polished, well-rounded voice that I can do. Would you like me to show you?" Or
So, thanks, Connor.
You're welcome, buddy.
So I've been in contact with Genesis Studios for some time now, and we were working on an event that unfortunately was corrupted when it was sent over to Fortnite. So that didn't work out. And so they sent over Gunner to do. And I looked at Gunner and I read about him and I saw his lines and I said, you know what? Here's my opportunity to work on a Russian accent. And it came out pretty well. I did some work and research on it. But, my voice isn't as
He
prolific
did not have big
as
thick
this guy.
voice.
So they were like, "Hey, can you go? Do you have a deeper register?" And I said, "Ha, nobody does." And
You
so
heard
I
it
was
here.
like,
Dennis can't go deep.
"Hey, hold up."
Look at those hands, Connor, and say that again with a straight face.
And
Fair.
so, as his hand covers his nose only. So I was like, I have the perfect guy for you. And Jarrett is, come on. He's got a great Russian, and he has that deep register. So he was perfect. So I sent all the info, and he booked it. So he crushed it and did wonderful as Gunner. And the best part about it was when I was given Doggo, they originally wanted me to voice both characters. I didn't know that. They said, "Hey, here's Doggo. We're going to cast Jarrett as Gunner." And then they said, "Originally, we wanted you to do both. We thought that'd be fun." And I said, "Oh, yeah, that would have been fun. But, I mean, it's better to have Jarrett. That it's much different." And so they said they wanted him to have a specific accent for Doggo. And I leaned into the playfulness of the character. What did he say? What did he say?
No.
I didn't hear him.
Don't worry, that's just for post.
Oh, anyway. You wanted the story. I'm giving it to you. So,
No, I'm listening.
No, you're good. I'm listening. I'm just.
I'm enthralled.
So they sent over the deets for Doggo. And I saw the character and saw his information, saw the lines. And I said, you know what? I'm going with this fun voice that you all love. And so I sent it over to them. They loved it. And that's how it happened. So
I'm sorry, I'm being distracted by a petulant child.
Nope, that title is taken by somebody else.
That's fair. More on him next episode. Anyway, yes.
Dennis, give us. We got to hear a little bit from Jarrett, so let's hear some Doggo.
you want to hear Doggo?
We all want to hear Doggo.
I don't think you want to hear Doggo. You guys don't
I'd
like
like
that?
to hear
It's going to be hard to handle, but I think the world is ready.
What does he say? Let me think of his lines. Oh, and I'm Doggo, and this is my colleague Gunner. He's my best friend.
We don't know.
There was more of that in there, but they cut it short. I gave a lot of improv for Doggo. It was very fun.
I can imagine you did. I'm going to need those tapes.
Yeah, that's the quality content right there. And that's actually something I'll talk about real quick that I'll touch on. Something that Jarrett turned me on to about 2 years ago.
I'm sorry, what?
And quite a few things.
Giggity.
Man, Dallas. So anyway, we can and Boston. Ooh.
Have a lot of talents.
Giggity.
Is really going outside of those lines sometimes, and give them, when you do an audition, at least give them one take of what they want. Give them a take of your take after that, and then sometimes, if you're feeling it, improv. You know what I mean? Throw some lines in there that you think might work for that character or do some things. And I don't say that, it's not necessarily for everybody, but if you feel comfortable doing it, it's great. I mean, I will say this, I got an audiobook deal because I was improving even in an audiobook and gave a little bit.
That's
all this,
yeah.
and that's what the author said made the difference. You know what I mean?
But it wasn't
putting my own spin on it.
But it wasn't improv, though, was it, Matt? You just assumed that's what the words were because we all know you can't read.
Same.
Sometimes you just got to make stuff up when you don't know what's actually there. So,
To be fair, anybody that's ever, any narrator knows that sometimes you just make up words. You see words where there aren't words, and you just say that.
Well, to touch on what Matt's talking about.
No, I don't know what happened there, but
especially for the character work, I've noticed it's been fun, and they keep a lot more eyes on you to go like, oh, this person could do anything with this character, not just the lines that I gave them, and really give that character life versus just reading lines, make an actual character out of it.
The thing with improv is when we say to improv, we don't mean think of something ahead of time cool to
Right.
say.
Right.
The key to making it work is to be in the moment, which requires as much knowledge about the scene that you're in as possible, and then acting on those feelings. Do not think, oh, I'm going to say this, but then later on I'm going to throw in this fun little sentence right here. It's going to be so great. It's not. It's going to suck. Don't do that.
Well, that's
you have to
exactly
be in the moment,
True.
know the situation, and then act on your instincts. And it's not always going to work. Sometimes it's going to be too much, or it's just not going to be funny. But I think more often than not, I book because I just don't worry so much about the exact words on the script, and I try to find the intent of the script and deliver that.
I absolutely agree. And everything that Jared said is kind of what I was going to mention, is a little bit in a different way, is like he'd mentioned, you really can't foresee the improv. It evolves. And when you create, if you don't have a lot to go off of, like I didn't have a lot to go off of, but I saw it's Doggo. He's a dog. And maybe he thinks everybody's his best friend. You know, so it's like I leaned into knowing that Jared's Gunner is kind of a douchey dude. So I was like, make it funny if I'm like, oh, he's my best friend in the whole wide world. He's such a good guy. You know, but lean into it, and he's not, you know, but have fun and just have that happy-go-lucky attitude, and then allow what you perceive, if you were in that moment, how you would live in it. Like, so what Jared said, just in a different way, is exactly what works. And then if you think ahead and you try to do something, it's not gonna fit. And then they're gonna listen and be like, where did that come from? And then they're gonna say, see you later.
It has to be natural, right? Anything that you do has got to be natural. Otherwise, it's just not going to work.
That's some of the best acting advice that I got from the classes was you need to start feeling and stop thinking.
Yes.
And really be that person and feel their emotions and understand their world, and build as much of the lore yourself, even if you don't have it, to help make a real solidified person that has feelings and values and character. And because obviously, you know, as voice actors, we can hear it, but the crowd is the one that can hear it. The listener is the one that can hear it, and they have to believe that you're a real person. They have to feel feeling. They have to, you know what I mean? You have to be able to convince them that this is a reality, even though they know it's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that it just entices the fantasy of the mind about, you know, good stories and pulling ourselves away from the reality of bullshit.
Well said.
Yeah, well said. You strung words together very well there, Matt. We're proud. You take 5.
Allow yourself to escape into your
hold on,
imagination.
my earpiece isn't working.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
No, but really, like, if you're auditioning, if you're a voice actor or pursuing voice acting, you know, really allow yourself to release into your imagination. Don't let anything hold you back, misconceptions, fears, any of that, unless the character is fearful, because that's what's going to hold those emotions back when you speak. Allow it to come out. You know, they're not going to see your face as like they are now. They're just going to listen to a file. So when you use that, take that opportunity of them listening to you, give them something they want to listen to.
Well, yeah, that and at that fact where people get stage fright, right? In this industry, at least, if you're not on camera, who cares if what your face looks like? And you know what I mean? Like overact the shit out of a lot of things. That's what I learned from you guys early on, is what you know, when you start out, you think you're like, oh man, I put so much in there that I'm acting, and then one of your buddies goes, that was flat, there was nothing, I didn't feel any emotion, and you're like, I put so much into it. It's sometimes when you think that you're overacting, that's when you're acting, like that. Right. That's when it comes in, is when you feel like you're doing, you would rather do too much. Right, and have to bring it down than to do too little and then have to try to build on top of it and make it bigger. Yeah, because that whole make it bigger thing never really works.
No,
is that personal experience?
Giggity. Matt's one of those guys that clicks on the pop-ups. There's hope. I have hope. That's why all his hair fell out, because of the untested tablets he was taking. Anyway.
Testy tablets? Those are things?
I forgot what I was going to say.
They ask you how
I
you
think
are.
that had
You
the
just
effect
say
on
that you're
people.
fine when you're not really fine. And you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Oh fuck. What was I gonna say?
What the fuck just happened?
See, what happened to you is what happens when I look at Jared's eyes. I just forget everything I'm thinking. And I just get,
don't.
God, look at those, man.
Jesus Christ.
It's easy to forget about a lot of things when you're staring at these people.
oh, Matt too. Look at you.
I know, Matt's got those pretty blue
Yeah,
eyes,
but
too.
so you have to understand the connection that Jarrett and I had when we first saw each other in real life.
It was a
Like,
very
hat.
tight
those
connection.
those blue eyes just
It was very tight.
Giggity.
It was.
Hey, he's a whole hunk of a man, and he needs mine.
Oh yeah, I felt him. I had him in my arms.
Yeah, you felt his entire back with one.
I had his body in my hand.
I just thought I had broad shoulders, and then Dennis put his arm around me, and I was like, oh, I guess.
Come here, baby.
After all. Felt pretty petite,
torso.
like a little lady, you know. He pulled me close, and I just
Not
didn't
doing
know what to do
that.
with myself.
Not on camera.
Well, first of all, so I hugged Dennis, and it was a little weird because it was like hugging a little kid. But then, like, it was just getting manhandled.
Wait, don't you beat up kids for a living?
No.
He does it for fun. It's a hobby.
Oh yeah,
No,
I forgot
yeah,
you
that's
were
right.
for free.
Yeah, I don't work there anymore.
Oh. Charges pending.
I volunteer my time, and the parents thank me.
Thank you for beating the
You get
shit
a
out
pat
of
on the
Jimmy.
back.
You deserved it.
He bit his sister. Cool, Jimmy, time to spar.
Whatever I was going to say is completely fucking gone from my brain, so
Thanks,
that's
Jimmy.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hugging
Good.
each other was a good thing. It was.
I feel like I was a toddler getting burped. Like, that's how big your head was.
Oh. Yeah, Mickey hands. Yeah.
Good old Mickey hands.
These things.
And feet, by the way.
Yeah.
Abnormally, he wears like a size 14.
He's
and
the
he's
total
Whoa.
package.
11. Not 14. 11.
And how tall are you?
5'3"?
5'9".
5'8". 5'7". 5'9". You weigh 5'9".
5'9".
With shoes on, he's at least 5'9".
Shoes on 5'9". Easy.
Okay, that's a...
With the shoes with like the 4-inch
with the platforms.
No, platforms. I'm 5'10".
He's 5'9" with regular shoes, 2-inch platforms, 5'10". Still, he's so short. It still
Listen,
gives him an inch.
It's 5'9" across the board. Okay.
Oh, fucking hell.
All right, well, that was 5 minutes of this show that is just gone.
So, before Matt wandered off into the realms of Fortnite and how you guys discovered the voices or got told what voices to do, we were talking about Vermilion Star a little bit, or other projects coming from Bewildered Biscuit, which is Vermilion Star, which is written by Dennis Dietrich. So, Dennis, you want to give us a little bit more about Vermilion Star? What can you give away? Why should the people be excited for Vermilion Star?
Sure. So Vermilion Star is an original story that spawned from 2 Lego figures that I had built at the Lego store. And just sitting here in my booth as contemplating life choices, looking at
As
these
we all do.
two little figures, an idea came. And, in the world we live, there's kind of a interesting place where information can be interpreted different ways by different people depending on how it's delivered. So that kind of inspired the story. But I said, let's make it fun and hide all that stuff with the humor, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. So Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars, and a few other stories that I can't think of off the top of my head inspired this journey we have with the Vermilion Star. And it stars myself as Rory Abner, the Vermilion Star, Jared Griffiths as Colonel General Vyacheslav, this guy in this region as the phenomenal Britk, and that guy way over there, he is my best bud. He's Tajoka. How does Tajoka talk again?
I can totally talk, Rory. What are you talking about? You're such a weird guy.
This is my favorite voice ever.
And I just want to say, I mean, the best part about doing all this is getting to work with you guys, okay? And not only that, is we get to build ourselves up and find our abilities and find them evolving. And so early on, I wanted to voice Rory, and I wanted Matt to voice Tadoka. And I know how he responded to that. He didn't know if he could do it. He wasn't sure. And so it took some convincing and some soul searching for him to land in this place. Because I told him I wanted Tadoka to sound as moist as possible.
It's true. It's exactly what he said.
And he sounds pretty moist.
He's like, I need him to sound wet. I was like, Dennis, I don't think we're talking about the same Lego stuff.
And so everybody here is definitely in episode 1, and we'll all reprise ourselves in maybe different roles in the future. So I'm expecting it to be about 5 episodes, depending how the first one releases. It is in the filming stage. The wonderful Carlos Guzman, I believe he goes as Solaric Jr., is doing all the animation. You can find him on YouTube. I've worked with him before. Throw it up there. And he's amazing and so fun to work with and so creative. He comes up with he has fantastic vision for all this. And it's been great to collaborate
2020?
with.
I'm so sorry. Continue.
Yeah, very phenomenal, Britley of you. So yeah. Anyway, it's great, and the British humor thing. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a shit joke.
Dennis, I apologize. We forgot to get you a translator, but you're getting much better at doing it.
You are
yourself.
talking about expanding skill sets. Yeah.
I mean, I tried really hard. It took a minute for it to register what you were saying. I know. I thought at first you thought it may be in the wrong year. I wasn't sure where you were going there. But yes, thank you. But this is why we all do this. I mean, at least for me, I love working with you all and to find you all, and we all have similar humor, kind of, and it's a good journey. And I'm very proud of this and how you guys have really brought the level of entertainment up with each of your roles and the improv that you guys do here and there, and it's so much fun. It just brings it all to life, and I can't wait for people to enjoy this comedic, heartfelt
100%.
journey.
It's yeah. Thanks, Matt. That's one thing I wanted to touch on was the improv, because you sent across the script and the lines, which obviously it's pretty fucking good, annoyingly, but it was a lot of fun. And then you said, just improv some stuff, have some fun with it. So I did, and You ever get it where you improv something and then you end up making yourself laugh?
Yes.
And luckily I was able to just cut before the laughter starts to send it over.
So to touch on that, when we go through the lines, so usually you know how we like to work. It's not the same with every production company or studio. Is we like people to give us 3 takes for each line.
Yeah. Let's
see what works good, how does it feel, and how does it flow. And usually our marker is if it makes us laugh, it's in. And that's kind of how it goes, because we want people to have fun, and the performance has to be good, but it doesn't have to be award-winning. And so if this is funny, it's going to take place of a performance that may have been a hair better. But like you said, it's about that laughter, and when you make yourself laugh off a read, you know you hit something. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'll kick that back over, because the very first, we were going through lines, Dennis and Jarrett and I, and then when we can, we go through some lines, we pick our lines, we sit and we laugh, and then Yaroslav came up, and you know it's going to be good when all 3 people who are choosing the lines are already giggling before we even listen to a line. And then you start playing it, and the first line hits, and I had to pause it and stop because I couldn't hear the rest because I was already laughing too hard. I have to say that Jarrett has created a gem in Vyacheslav.
It's
and the ideas that stemmed from us laughing while going through lines, while just ideas are flying around and we're laughing about ideas of where the show could go or this could happen, that can happen. And then Dennis does his famous, oh, I know, I got it. And then, but usually when he does that, he does. And then, we came up with another funny bit that's going to be this new dynamic for Vyacheslav, and I'll leave it at that, obviously. But it's this way to keep it, things happening in episodes and all that. There's just, I'm telling you, people, when you see it, it's going to be also pure gold, and everything is so interconnected. And I will say this about Dennis is it's definitely not just slapstick jokes, and that's what makes it go. Like, those are in there. There's really funny bits. There's corny bits and stuff. It's Lego, right?
Yeah.
Like, you expect that silly humor, but you people have no idea the depth of the lore in these characters. Like, Dennis could probably write 12 novels about Vermilion Star right
That's
now.
not a joke. He could just
And
start
I'm not
doing
kidding.
it. Yeah.
Like, Jarrett knows. Jarrett's probably heard more than I have.
Yeah.
Just loads of lore. And it's like, no one's ever going to know this, Dennis. And he's like, yeah, but it adds to the dynamic of what they get in the product of when they see him. And I'm like, okay, it's cool. And that passion is what's going to make it work. That level of detail is what's going to make it work. To be able, because as Dennis being the writer, obviously he has that. But then it changes the way things happen, because Dennis is already thinking 7 episodes in the future and going, how is that going to work? And then that's going to call back to 5, and then that's going to call back to 4.5, and then that's going to go back to 6, and then that's going to call back to 1, and then the whole thing comes together. And by that time, you're napping. But that's why we record the calls. I'm just kidding, Dennis. But really, that stuff behind it is it's fantastic. And then Jarrett, to his credit, I guess, other than being just prolific at everything, including thinking, has a pretty damn hilarious comedic thought process in his mind too, and comes up with some really funny shit. And so the dynamic of you two coming together is just it's great. And then I sit and laugh and approve things and give some ideas, and Joe's in the mix and throwing in some of his ideas and working on some of his own stuff in the background and doing his own thing. So yeah, we'll have this awesome, and then just can't shout out Carlos enough to close out about Vermilion Star. He's just
I just want to add one thing about Vermilion Star. Like Matt had mentioned.
Dennis, hey, Jarrett, are you surprised that Dennis needed to add something after we're done?
No, absolutely.
Hold on.
I mean,
you
Dennis,
want me to promote
Director
this?
Dennis needs to get his words in, Matt. You have to be quiet and listen.
I'm sorry.
He's going to
okay? I'm sorry.
All.
I'm sorry. It doesn't stop up here. Okay? So, like
Go ahead,
Matt
Denny.
said, you want people to watch. So Matt had said we are thinking far into the future for Vermilion Stars. So when you watch episode 1, pay attention, because it's going to pay off in the end.
I'm listening.
Payoff's going to be huge.
For those of you that are audio-only viewers, listeners of this, Matt is currently reclined backwards with a hat over his face whilst Dennis is trying to explain.
It's the best acting I've ever seen him do.
Yeah.
This is fair, Jarrett. This is a very good fair point. I just can't argue with you there.
I will disagree, because his Tadoka is
Matt's Tadoka
beautiful.
It's to die
Everybody is going to love Tadoka. So you touched on Vyacheslav, and we barely touched on Tadoka, but everyone's going to love Tadoka.
Agreed.
And hold the phone for Vermilion Star's biggest star, the Phenomenal Brick.
I don't know about that.
So
but
the Phenomenal
he's a fun
Brick
character.
is everybody's going to love this guy because he's very British. And who doesn't love hating a British character?
Exactly, right? Everybody loves to hate a Brit.
I do it every day.
Yeah, you do.
You're right, though, Dennis. The Phenomenal Brick is also just going to be very, very good. There's and he's so integral to the story.
Yes.
That you really have to pay attention to what he's doing and what it means and all of that. And that is what I'm hoping for you and for us and for this project, is that people have to go back and watch it again to go, oh, wait a minute, didn't he say? And then that ties it back to that's why the lore is so in depth and so detailed.
Yes, and that rewards the viewer, and that's some of my favorite entertainment to absorb is when you have to pay attention, and it pays off in the end. There's a reason for everything.
Mm-hmm.
There certainly is. Just a quick callback. You were talking about Jarrett and how he can sometimes be quite funny, and his improv and all that sort of stuff is good. When I first realised that it was Imposters, the Hellscape audio drama, I forget the character you played, Jarrett, but you were my opposite. I know that much. And the way you delivered the jokes, that bit wouldn't have worked with anyone else, I don't think.
It's one thing Jared does not get enough credit for is his comedic timing, his comedic mind. It's because his deep, bassy voice doesn't allow you to think he can be that. And I'm so proud and happy that he can show that side to everybody.
But I will say, it's not easy. Like, I didn't do one take and send it. This usually takes a lot of trial and error.
One and done.
It's at least
one and done.
At least 2.5 takes to get it.
What does it say outside of his booth again? Book work?
Just book work.
Just book work. Yeah.
And it takes one take. That's it. I mean, he's that good.
I wish.
See, he goes. This is what he does. He goes, gets Whataburger, opens the door, closes the door, speaks into the mic for about, I don't know, Jared, how long does it take you? Like 3 minutes? And then he walks out and he books
45 seconds? 3 minutes
See?
is a bit much.
It's booked.
Anyway, Jesus. All right. Jared, go ahead. You were saying about that role, though.
Yeah, so especially when you're given a lot of freedom, coming up with some of this improv stuff it's not something where you're just talking and immediately you get these great ideas. It's something where usually you iterate on the performances, and then you start, you in your mind's eye, you start building more and more of this scene and getting a feel for that character. And then as that progresses, then all of a sudden the stuff just starts coming out. And then you listen back and you're like, that's actually pretty good. So then you just do that a few more times, and then you put together the best bits and send it off and hope you don't get yelled at. So
that role was, I felt like I was sitting in the audience, though. That's how well you did as a talk show host. Like I literally felt like I was sitting there at the show. The delivery and the timing was just perfect.
Here's the deal with that character and why I enjoyed it so much is because I got that bit, but then towards the end, it takes a much darker turn. And so you get a character that is not just one-dimensional, oh, look, he's a talk show host. You get to see the whole, like this whole transition, and like he's human and he's been through some stuff and here's why he is the way he is. And it's just, when you get to play a character that's that fleshed out, it's really exciting. Those are some of my favorites to do. So,
that's fair. I thoroughly enjoyed that project.
I didn't even know that was you, Conor. Someone told me, and I was like, "What?" Like you nailed it.
Yeah, I'll take that as a massive compliment. But so I think I sent 2 auditions for that. I sent one kind of American-ish take and then one British take. And then when they said, "Oh, you've got the role," I was like, "Oh, you didn't tell me which take it was. The British one?" He's like, "Oh, no, the American one," which made it so much sweeter that Matt also auditioned for it.
So what is the rate right now? Like, what is the versus total? Like, how many wins for you versus how many wins?
I think it's still 2-0.
2-2-0.
I don't think we haven't gone for the same role since that.
No, you did in Tierra Sanders, right, for Dave, right?
Yeah, we did. So there was Apollo, which I got, and Damien, which I got. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's 3?
There's 3?
There's 3.
Apollo, Damien.
That's it?
That's 2.
You count like that?
Fantastic writer, not so good at counting. It's fine, we can let you off.
Yeah, Dennis, it's still 2 fingers.
Who's Damien? Is that the guy from Imposters?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Clearly,
I
Dennis.
thought Damien was from something else.
Oh,
it's all good, Dennis. We love you.
okay.
Someone has to. So, the and it was an intricate character in like the fact that he's AI, he's a bit robotic, but he also has the self-awareness and the consciousness and is
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Matt?
Matt quit.
Matt, are you okay?
Matt's
Matt?
had enough.
Matt quit.
Matt is over this.
Matt.
That's a new promo, Jarrett.
Matt is over this. That's a soundbite, that is. Imposters, if you haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's fantastic. And
throw up a
there
link.
will be more coming.
Yeah. Connor is Damien. I am David Blake.
That's right.
That's it,
So-
David Blake. Yes.
And just for a fun fact, of course, I also auditioned for David Blake. And then Jarrett said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah.
Wait, no. Jarrett said, "Hold my Emmy."
Yeah, Jared's going to have to put a shelf up behind him for all his awards he's going to receive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
In that swanky new booth.
It is swanky.
It's. I'm not gonna lie. This thing is ridiculous. For something I just built by reading a book and not having any carpentry experience, it's shockingly good at being soundproof. So
Nice.
I'm pretty proud of it.
You
Yeah,
should be.
you sent us-
Looks great.
You sent us a video that was pretty awesome, so it's double doored. And
I got 2 doors. Yeah,
and
double
so he
door,
just-
double wall, double roof.
cranked up the TV and he's just on his phone and it's loud. And he walks over and closes it and like 70% of the sound died on the first door. And then he closes the second door
And it's just
nothing. Just gone. You could hear the air.
You should put that video up on your
Like,
website.
snap. You should. That's so
yeah.
good.
Maybe
It just
I will.
shows the quality of that booth. Like it was airtight. It's
Fucking
awesome.
fair one, dude.
Yeah, it's a great
Nice.
booth. Did a great job.
Yeah, but there is no ventilation in here, so if I ever get locked in, I'm probably dead. So I just gotta be careful. Don't lock myself in here,
Noted.
and then
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Yes, God.
Yeah,
damn
we
it.
got. Yeah, there's projects we're
I have
working on
Fazbear and
outside
Friends
of-
episode 5 that just came out.
Yep.
It's sitting at well over 2 million views at this point, maybe approaching 3. I'm not really sure.
Yep.
Wait, what's that?
That's
You-
the one I told you about, his Five Nights at Freddy's.
You didn't watch that yet?
That thing is
You
probably the
have
biggest
to.
thing I've done
I
so
was
far
not
in
sent
terms
a
of-
link, so
Oh
no,
my
I've
God.
not watched that yet.
It is absolutely
Dude,
hilarious.
let me tell you, I will be scrolling through TikTok and I will see people who have cut out my fucking voice and they're like making memes out of it. That's
great.
what
Dude.
that has done.
Jesus.
Like
dude.
it's fucking nuts.
Fuck.
Fucking Jared's
Right.
blowing up, dude. Fucking.
Like that thing. If somebody sent him a link, like
I'm on it.
yeah.
I mean,
It's-
you
it's,
could. You have my details. Or am I not
well,
prolific enough for
I'm
you?
trying to find. I don't even know where the fuck my fucking YouTube is right now.
You got it.
I get so nervous when I'm on the air. So I got Fazbear and Friends episode 5 in 6 days. I've got Pilo and the Holobook coming out for Steam and Nintendo Switch. Then I have Duck Detective coming out in a couple more months, also on Steam and Nintendo Switch. So I will be
Fair.
in there too.
I will need where you're finding these things.
Twitter,
Get on X.
dude, Twitter.
Get on
Ah,
X.
Really?
Seriously,
Okay.
Blue Sky also works really well. Otherwise, and sometimes Casting Call Club, but rarely. I don't like using them.
Fair. Yeah, I went off Casting Call Club.
Well, a
'cause
lot
it
of the
was-
projects they don't go anywhere, but
Yeah. Yep.
some do, and when, after a while you start to recognize the ones that have more of a budget or more of a passionate group of people, and those are much
Sure.
more likely, not guaranteed, but more likely to make it through.
Yeah.
So I just got shortlisted for an animated series off of there. So.
Ooh.
Who knows? It's
Okay.
it's Vicky the Shotgun Witch. I can't remember, but it's still there's still a lot of casting to be done for that. So there's no guarantees that I'll make it
Yeah.
onto that one.
And I hear you. I use
Casting-
Casting Call Club. a
Heading
bit.
over there now.
I use it a bit and do it. It's nice practice for auditions and stuff like that. I did get shortlisted to play a Spartan for a Halo spinoff.
Let's go.
see?
Yes,
It's really great for
practice.
practice, honestly. Any
Yeah, but
starting
it
out
is-
voice actor, that's where you go.
Great practice. Yes.
Agreed. Agreed. But that's a fucking lot of stuff, dude. That's incredible.
Yeah, Jared's killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but it's not. I mean, if you think about it, like
Well, yeah.
like I ain't paying the bills with that.
True.
It's a fair amount of booking, but to be at a point where you're doing this for a living, I mean, the amount of work you have to book is
unreal.
Insane. Like
Yep.
the amount of marketing that goes into it, and just probably networking, it's overwhelming.
I tell you what, Mike Bravidi at MikeBravidi.com has the understanding of the marketing aspect of things.
Right.
But
I mean, it's
you
a
really
business.
do have to market the crap out of yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of work compared to a day job where you don't have that stress. You just go, you do your job, you come home, and then you can do a few auditions, and maybe you book some, and that's where I'm at. Like I don't like constantly market myself. I take advantage of whatever opportunities I see, but I don't spend 2-3 hours a day direct marketing or emailing agents or any of that stuff. So
Yeah, because only an idiot would quit their job to pursue full-time voice acting without having the marketing done properly.
Man,
wouldn't
what a
they?
terrible mistake that would be.
Totally. But look, here's the thing, though. People do.
why would you
people
do
have done it.
that?
Like I know people that started after me that are pulling in 6 figures voice acting. You can. It's
Oh,
doable.
that's not me.
I'm just saying.
Maybe.
It's doable. You just have to.
It
be
is
good.
doable.
You have to be a good business person. I think you have to have a certain degree of business acumen, and also have to be kind of a social butterfly. Be just good at talking to people,
Yeah.
which I am. I am not great at that, so I don't. I don't do as well as I probably should. I'm working on it, but it's
He's gotten a lot
It's a
better.
process.
Dennis, however, will talk to anyone.
Dennis, on the other hand, is my exact opposite. He's probably going to be like a millionaire doing voice actor shit. He's going to have to move to L.A.
Speaking of, I can see he's going red in the face because he hasn't spoken for a while, so we'll let him vent a little bit. Dennis, what have you got coming up? What have you got going on?
Yes, just make fun of my ADHD. Thank you.
I mean, we're in the right crowd here, I think, mate. I think.
Whoa.
Shifty.
I don't know. What is your question?
What did you say? Did you say something?
Did I say something? Yes, I said, what the fuck have you got going on?
Oh, yeah. I was listening that time. Quite a few things. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Shavers and Bewildered Biscuit stuff, Vermilion Star, and Genesis Studios events that are coming. So I also booked my first animated series, which I'm very excited about, titled Astro Station. I'll be
That's gonna
voicing
be
2
huge.
characters. It's pretty big. It's directed by David Feiss. He directed Hit Pig that came out last year, and he's worked on so many amazing projects, and the talent that's behind the scenes here and voicing characters is unreal. So it's pretty wild to be involved with this project with all these talented individuals. I'm very excited.
What was
to
that
work
one
on
called
that.
again, sorry?
Astro Station.
Astro Station. I will be keeping an eye out.
Yeah, it's next year. It'll be out 2026.
Beautiful.
Let's see, some video game stuff. I've been working with a guy. He's working on his independent game. Has a working title I'm not going to say too much about, but big things can be coming with that, as well as I booked a role on I Married a Monster on a Hill. That seems like it's going to be a pretty fun. It kind of lines up with my comedy, so I'm pretty excited to check that out and play it. It's adult comedy, and
Nice.
there's a few other things. A duet narration with JC Fuller with her new
Nice.
book called Safe to Assume. I can't wait to get started on that.
I've seen that.
Oh, have
yes.
you? Oh, it's
Yes.
great. I can't wait to get started. We'll be receiving the script probably next week, so it's
Nice.
going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait.
Good. Awesome.
Thank you. I mean, not as
Do you
much
feel-
as Mr.
Do you feel
Fuller.
better? Do you feel better now?
I mean,
I'm not the one that's
No,
going to be
Connor.
on an actual
I
TV
don't.
show. All right, Dennis.
what's that?
You're the one that's going to be on the TV show with your big Hollywood budget animation.
Yes, I'm very, very, very excited for that. But I want to be on Jared's level. Who doesn't? I mean, the guy, everything he auditions for, he books, for crying out loud.
You just record a couple of sentences with a Russian accent, Dennis. I don't think you've tried that yet, and if you did more of it, you'd probably book a lot more.
That's
fair.
good advice.
Yeah.
That's good advice. Solid.
All the joking aside, it's I'm very proud of you guys and listening to all those accolades and all those accomplishments from where we started a few years ago. So it's really, really cool to see and hear all that. And also the different pathways too. Similar pathways, but different, you know what I mean? Jared's definitely been hitting a lot more of the video game side of things. In his own right, doing some audio drama stuff and podcast stuff like that too. And then your direction seems to be going towards a lot of the animation and video games. and then mixed in with original projects, and then you know what I mean, and company stuff. It's just that goes to show people how much you really do have to put into all of this.
It's a fucking lot.
It's a constant grind.
You're told when you're starting out to, as a voice actor at least, find out what you like to do, then pick a lane, then stick with that lane, then go that way. And I think that's the old school mentality of things in voice acting, but the world is too fast now. The attention span is 0.3 seconds. Look at your average views on your videos, content creators, 0.3 seconds.
Yeah.
So you have to grab somebody like that, and you have to hit somebody on so many different levels. So being able to do video games and animations and original projects and writing, and you know what I mean, and being able to have all these different tools, as I've told Dennis many times in conversations we've had, where I'm fishing. I'm throwing every bait and every pole out and every kind of water that I can get, you know what I mean, to try to find something that grabs, although all of them do interest me. So yes, are we spreading ourselves a little too thin? Probably, but there's no other way. You have to work that hard if you are planning on to continue that, because you are competing with, and Jarrett and I have talked about it with Dennis and all that too, Con, you and I too, is just you're competing with hundreds of people for every role. Like, you have to do something that stands out, and you got to be constantly at it all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, and just because you may not have booked said role, it doesn't mean you're not getting there.
Right.
It's a big
Right.
big body of water. You're throwing your bait in there.
And those people are hearing your voice, right? If you're auditioning and not booking, that does not mean they're not hearing you and thinking about potential roles for you in the future, right? So don't stop auditioning. Keep doing it. Just because you're not booking don't mean you're never going to book. It's just a matter of time.
And so with Genesis Studios, for example, I didn't audition for Doggo. I had submitted my demo for a role they had a couple projects back, and they remembered me from that demo, and they reached out and talked about, Doggo. So, you keep trying, keep throwing out there. You don't know when they're going to come back. So just keep going. Don't give up. And community is important, to having these four at different times. I mean, being able to bounce off ideas. None of this stuff would be going anywhere, because, without social media, I wouldn't have met any of these guys, and none of this stuff that I have in my brain would be getting out. And so to have them to bounce off of, you need those people in your corner.
If we didn't get that out, we'd be seeing you on TV for a different reason, Dennis.
Would it be TV?
Have you seen this man?
Would it be TV? That reason.
Next on Cops.
It's just a pair of hands in front of the camera. Have you seen these?
Show me your hand. No, wait, put them down. Put 'em
No,
down.
I'm not going to show you my hands.
Some fucking fantastic advice from a prolific voice actor and his best friend in the whole world, Doggo. Doggo? Yeah, sure.
Who cares?
Not us.
Oh.
Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on and chatting with us.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for
And
the abuse.
of course, anytime, Dennis. Nothing I love more. Like, giving you abuse is comparable to giving Matt abuse. That's how high I rank it.
You should feel special.
Whoa.
You're going to make Matt jealous. Look what you've
Whoa,
done.
no, you put me that far down?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not think you were that far down?
Guys, I think we should leave and let Mommy and Daddy talk.
Yes, we're going to go have a chat behind scenes about just how much I don't value Matt. And
That's clear for everyone.
But guys, again, thank you very much. Can't wait to see all the shit
absolutely.
you got coming up. Can't wait to work with you in future projects. Speaking of which, Matt and I have some stuff that we will be running past you in the kind of near future.
Exciting.
And
All right.
yeah, on that note, we shall dish you later.
Thanks for having
All
us,
right,
guys.
gentlemen.
All the
It's
love.
been a pleasure.
Appreciate you guys.
Once again, massive thank you to Jarrett and Dennis. We give them shit because, well, they kind of deserve it, but it's all love, right? As much as I hate to admit it, it is all love. Same for this guy over here. We may have our on-screen differences, but behind the screen,
Same differences.
we can't stand each other. It's just monetary gain is all we're after. But yes, we will be back in another fortnight for... You loved it so much last time, I had to do it again, mate. I'm sorry. We will be back in 2 weeks' time with another episode. No guests on that one, just Matt and myself, but we do have some stuff to talk about, so that's... Look forward to that one. And then the episode after that, we do have another guest and some more stuff that we need to plug, because where else are you going to talk about your own, or let your more successful friends talk about their own games and make you realise just how badly things are going.
It was a great episode.
That was a great episode, yes, and we got to hear lots about how well Dennis and Jarrett are doing. Cunts.
Man, fuck those guys. I really hate those guys.
Oh, God, working with them is just a nightmare.
Worst.
Like, Dennis just constantly has more additions and more additions and more additions, and Jarrett just makes you feel like, well, what's the point? He's going to be the star of the show. Like...
Yeah, I just got to be on a show for over an hour with 3 people who have beat me for roles.
Your time's coming, buddy. Your time's coming. I believe in you.
As long as that character dies. Yes.
Nobody dies better than you. But genuinely, I do. I have every belief that you and I and any of our friends that truly, truly fucking want it can make it. Genuinely.
Agreed.
But that doesn't mean that every week is going to be top form week. Like, since going full-time voiceover, there's been a lot of imposter syndrome for me, which sometimes makes it really fucking hard to actually get in here and do things because, well, what's the fucking point? I'm not going to book anything. But like Jarrett said in the episode, keep going. Just because you're not booking doesn't mean they've not heard your voice, doesn't mean they're not planning for something in the future. So if you take one thing, 2 things away, second thing, stick around for the advert at the end of the episode. I got something for you. But the main thing to take away is keep auditioning, keep at it, and the roles will come. They will. And just because you're not right for one project, I've said this before, just because you're not right for one project doesn't mean you're not right for the next one or somebody's perfect character for this. Like, not every role is going to be yours. Otherwise, unless you're Jarrett. But then what's the fucking point for everybody else, right? You will find your perfect role. Keep going, keep at it. I believe in you. I have faith. And I love you. And I've gone really weird because it's starting to get late and I'm a little tired. And maybe the sun's getting to me. Fucking look at this.
Heat stroke, baby.
Don't. Why? So I need to wear sunglasses in the sun because my eyes are sensitive little bitches and it's too bright. But this shit, it's not okay.
Put on sunblock.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't. I didn't think it was going to be that kind of day. Turned out to be a really fucking nice warm day.
If you haven't noticed in the past few years, Con, the ozone layer is deteriorating. You should just pretty much count on any summer type day being a sunscreen day.
That's a very fair point. I will have that as my takeaway from this episode.
Wear sunscreen.
And on that note, we will catch you in a couple of weeks. Dish you later. Are you struggling to book voiceover work? Auditioning for everything, but hearing back from nothing? Well, have I got the solution from you from just the most prolific voice actor I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. Record yourself for 2 minutes doing Russian, send it off, and just book work. So thank you, Jared Griffiths. For that, I will practice on this forever, and hopefully the work will follow. Dish you later. Oh, fuck.
Get the fuck out of here.
Done.